Hi, thank you so much for tuning in and watching my very first YouTube video. Here I am going to show you this super adorable and extremely simple card to make, which is always good. Um, Basically, I was inspired to use what I already have at home, and I want to encourage you to as well. I was looking at my craft room this morning, and I have tons of pattern paper, tons of washi tape, so I thought, what can I do to make a card for people using what I have? And I just came up with this idea. So I started out by grabbing a sheet of white heavy cardstock as my card base. I then chose 3 different pieces of pattern paper. One is textured, one is very thin and almost has a vintage look to it, and the other is fun, vibrant, and colorful. And then the last one, the one that's just white, is actually paper that I use specifically to stamp images onto. So that I am going to be using for my washi tape. I'm going to be creating my own pattern paper using washi tape. So I chose 3 different pattern papers. They came in a 6x6 pack, so you can buy them at any craft store or even online. And I just made sure that they worked together. They were color coordinated. So go ahead and have fun and experience and use what you have. Very, very simple. If they color coordinate, it'll work out in the end. So here I am. I picked out this really cute blue wavy washi tape that was just sitting in my room. And I'm creating my own pattern paper. The pattern paper, I just cut them into little squares. I am filling up the square with washi tape evenly, so it looks really, really cute. Adds a little bit of blue to my card. Now I'm putting together my layout, how I want the card to look. The vintage square is going to be on the top left. The colorful, fun pattern is on the top right. My own created washi pattern is on the bottom left. And the blue textured square is going to be on the bottom right. For this handmade card, I chose 2 different adhesives to use that I personally really like. The first one is Tombow Extreme Permanent Adhesive. To me, it seems a little tricky to use. It's not my go-to adhesive, but this paper was so thin that it worked well. Anytime you're sending something over through the mail, you're going to want an adhesive that will stick and stay where you put it. You don't want little pieces coming off your card. So that's something to keep in mind, is investing in some good adhesive. So for this first square, I chose the Tombow Extreme Permanent Adhesive, and it will stay in place. But don't be discouraged if you have a difficult time using this. For the others, I used Glossy Accents. This glue is so cool, and you can use it for so many different types of projects, not just glue, but actually works on jewelry, wood, all types of cool things. The only thing is, when you're using it on paper, just be careful to use very little. If you see the glue coming out of the sides when you press with your fingers, it will leave a glossy residue. So keep that in mind to actually use as little as possible. Most cards you buy or make will have some sort of sentiment. It adds personality in your thoughts and kind of makes it a little bit more special. The sentiment I chose is by Unity Stamp Company, my favorite stamp company. And it says, "Let us play in the sun and count every beautiful thing we can see," which I think is perfect, especially because winter has been so cold and I am more than ready for spring and summer. So this is where my mind is right now. I also chose this Deep Sea ink by Lawn Fawn. Absolutely beautiful color. I'm using a gold shimmer gelato. It's water soluble and it works on all types of surfaces, fabric, paper, and I'm just using it almost as if I were to use distress ink just along the border. And I'm using a paintbrush that I have dabbed into the water using very light amount of water because this is not watercolor paper, and just pretty much spreading the color around just to give it more of a pop and a distressed finish. And in the end, it actually works with my color theme and my sentiment because it looks a little bit like sand. I wanted to make the sentiment pop a little bit more, so I am adding little square adhesives. It's going to make the paper pop off the card while still staying onto the card. I added enough adhesive squares along the border and in the center to keep the sentiment in place. And I did put a little tiny drop of glossy accents on each square, just a very small amount to secure it in place. I'm adding a little shimmer and sparkle to my card by using this really pretty green sequence. I'm adding 3 different pieces onto that little white blank space that you see on the card. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that this video encouraged you to go through your craft room and use what you already have to make beautiful handmade cards. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful week.